It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? This is the only Survivor podcast. My name is Jake Scheidel. Each week I ask my best friend, Thomas Powell, if he didn't need to watch a certain reality show. Hey, Thomas, how you doing today?
Jake, I'm doing pretty well. It is tail end of January here. We just got a bunch of snow. And, that's just how things are. Sometimes that's how it is.
You know,
how about you? How you doing, buddy?
True. Got a lot of snow here, too. I actually had a question for you about the snow, because it's been really bad here. Did your power go out at all?
No, I did not lose power.
So is your refrigerator running?
It was, but I chased it down.
Oh, good. You know, fridge is
Thank you for your concern.
So scared of the winter.
It was a stressful couple hours, but we got through it.
That's really good. The thing about refrigerators is they're not very fast. That's the thing about that joke. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's
refrigerators.
Running? I assume they have like stubby little legs, and they're not very aerodynamic. So.
Top heavy.
Actually, very easy to. I would chase down a refrigerator, no problem.
What do you think?
It would be easy for me.
What do you think the fastest kitchen appliance is?
Oh boy, that's a great question. I'm gonna say probably like one of those. Well, I guess it's not really. That's more a utensil than an appliance. I was gonna say one of those little like egg beaters, because I just imagine the little beater part is like the leg and it's moving really fast.
Yeah, it is really fast.
But that's not an appliance. That's a utensil.
Yeah. You can apply it to a recipe.
I'm gonna say. It's tough. I can't imagine any of them being very fast. They're not really. None of them look like they're built to run. I'll say a blender. I don't know. Don't ask me why.
Yeah, blenders are pretty fast. So fast you might need to go catch it.
Oh, you got me.
Thank you. 2 times. Speaking of 2 times, I watched Survivor 2 times this week. And Thomas, so I have to ask you, did you watch Survivor Panama last night?
I certainly did. Jake, I couldn't help but notice. I was watching... I think the first episode of these two when I woke up, and maybe it's because I was still like not fully awake. But when they showed Exile Island, they did like a wide shot right at the beginning of it. I was like, that looks like a damn steak. I could go for one of those right now. I had a bib on. I pulled out a knife and fork.
Wasn't there a steak in this episode?
There were some burgers. Was there a steak?
There was maybe some burgers. Maybe I'm thinking of something else that I watched this week. Anyway.
Sounds like there was a mistake on your part.
Okay. That's a good one. The first episode we watched this week was called The Power of the Idol. How about that for a title?
Pretty good.
Indeed. This first aired April 6th, 2006. How old would you have been April 6th, 2006, Thomas?
I would have been 15 years old. April Fools, I would have been 14 years old.
April Fools was actually 5 days before this episode, so I do not recognize your bit. I would have been 15 years old, and that's the truth, because as we all know, on April 6th, we only tell the truth.
Yeah, that's April... what's the opposite of a fool?
Aloof.
April Wise Day.
April Wise Day. Yeah, because it's wise to be honest. That makes sense to me. Let's think on it. There's got to be something better.
April Squares Day.
April Squares Day.
Yeah, because you're not doing cool jokes. You're just being a square and having no sense of humor.
Feels negative. Do you think April Fool's is like the...
No, sorry, go ahead.
The April Fool's is like the only negative connotation in the name of the holiday, you know? St. Patrick's Day, nothing. That doesn't mean anything. Christmas, it's Christ, more Christ, you know? Halloween, well, that's kind of spooky, but, like, it's not negative. April Fools, you're a damn fool.
Yeah, I've made a fool of you.
Yeah.
And it's also April.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, that the scene in Love Actually where he has, like, the cards that he holds up, where he's like, it's Christmas, and on Christmas you tell the truth.
Yeah.
I want that, but, like, it's April Squares Day. And on April Squares Day you tell the truth.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
More sense than Christmas. When has that been a part of Christmas?
Well, did you know that actually Jesus Christ was born in the spring and they moved it to the winter to celebrate the winter solstice or something?
Whoa, you're blowing my mind here.
And that's why we tell the truth on April 6th, to honor Jesus Christ and his Lord and Savior.
It's Liar
God.
Liar Day.
Yeah.
You have to tell the truth, and it's to very comedic effect.
Here, I'll tell you honest fact. The previous episode of Survivor received 16.25 million viewers. How many viewers do you think this one received?
I'm going to say 16. I'm going to say it goes down a little bit.
You believe it actually goes up to 16.36 million.
People need to decide whether or not they want to watch this season. That's what I think.
Yes, I do. I want to watch it. I want to continue watching it. I'm having a great time. Great season.
People really wanted to see Shane get naked. I think I guess that was the episode after this. So we'll see if that's true or not.
Yeah, keep that in your mind. Over on the Gitanos tribe, Austin told them he could have done better at the challenge because he thought he was going home. Why are we spending time on this?
It's silly. It didn't really play into anything. And also, I got to tell you, I'm glad that Nick is gone, or because I needed one of them to be gone because I couldn't differentiate between the two of them.
100%. When you said I'm glad Nick...
Austin is the one that wears a hat.
Yeah.
That's I know that now, but I wasn't sure for a while.
When you said I'm glad Nick is gone, I was like, who is that? Oh, the other Austin, of course. As is becoming a theme in this season, Terry is running new numbers through his head. I love seeing this every other scene. Like Terry trying to convince other people to come over. Terry's a good player. He should come back. Okay, so this reward challenge, they have to fill other teams' boats with the coconuts and then row out and then get a net and return all the coconuts. How about that?
I liked it. I think it's fun that they, had to. You could bully other teams by just putting a bunch of coconuts into their boat.
You love bullying.
Fun stuff. I do. I support bullying. This is a pro-bullying podcast.
Bruce.
Don't be a star.
Bruce, Aris, and Sally won the reward, which was breakfast in bed. Who doesn't love breakfast in bed?
Well, not as much when it's raining on the bed that's outside. Why did they put the bed outside? I couldn't get over that. It's like you knew there was a chance it was going to rain.
You're in a tropical location. Why wouldn't you want to be outside?
Well, it was raining, so that would be why. I just imagine Jeff did it because he hates them. And that's good.
When my parents went to Hawaii last summer, maybe 2 summers ago, my dad loved to tell the story of how it was sunny all day, but then occasionally rain would come through, and then nobody would do anything, and then it would just stop raining like 5 minutes later. And this was like an all-day thing. And he was amazed by that. He loves to tell that anecdote. And now I've told it to you.
Your dad does love to tell anecdotes.
Yeah. Call him Anic Dad.
We had him on, or a nice recording of an anecdote from him one time about how he met a former Survivor contestant.
Yeah, he was rude. Listen back to that episode. What season was that? Edge of Extinction?
Yeah, maybe. It might have been.
It's whatever that one really famous teacher was on. And not Mr. Schneebly.
I remember very little about that Matthew Perry movie. I know that he does a rap about the presidents. I remember that.
It's the only thing you need to remember. Ron Clark was his name.
Yeah, the Ron Clark story.
Ron Clark, yes. It was the Edge of Extinction. If you want to go back and listen to our Edge of Extinction episodes, of course, it's 172 through 185. And we do watch the Ron Clark story for episode 186. This is our last episode before the year of Sandra.
That's right. Yeah, that was our final pre-Yas season.
What a great show this is. Where were we? There's too many notes in off seasons. You always get lost in my notes. Thomas, what were we just talking about?
That's how I feel when I'm listening to music. I'm lost in the notes.
That's how I feel when I'm watching Lost.
You're lost in the lost.
Lost in the Lost.
That's what, when I'm watching season 6, though, I'm like, get lost to the finale. The rest of the season is okay.
Yeah, actually every season of that show is perfect, and every episode is 10 out of 10. No notes. Lost in the notes because I can't find them, because I have none for the show.
Also,
Lost.
I think that the one, like, Jacob Man in Black origin episode with Allison Janney in it, also quite bad. That's one of the worst episodes of the show.
I would actually give that episode a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
You know what else I would give it 10 out of 10? This season of Survivor. Thomas always trying to talk about Lost. They send Austin and Danielle to exile. Sure.
Lawson and Danielle.
Are you proud of that joke?
I'm very proud of it.
Good. You should be. So they go back to camp and it's raining while they wait for the reward boat. And then they finally get to the reward and the bed is wet and not in the way you want. You know what I mean?
They peed in the bed.
Hey, when are they going to release
Jeff was marking his territory.
When are they going to release the P tape? And by the P tape, I do mean the Probst tape in which Jeff Probst pees on this bed.
I know that Jeff is like, if Jeff was like a bad person, I think it would have come out by now. I think people tend to like him, but like there is an alternate timeline where he's doing Ellen shit all the time on that show. It's like Jeff terrorized all of the contestants.
So back at camp, Terry tries to coax information out of Shane. And then the winners of the challenge come back and talk about how good the food was. Always a good move when you come back from a reward. Only rivaled by...
Just rubbing your stomach and being like,
The only thing better that you can do after a reward is to offer somebody a mint that's already been in your mouth.
Yep, do that. Come in and be like, we actually found some time to go look for the idol, too. We went idol hunting while we were out there.
So at the Exile Island, the downpour continues. I don't think anything else happened at Exile at this point. Do you remember anything?
No, not really. They didn't really show a lot of stuff on Exile.
Well, it's not Terry's Island anymore.
These episodes. That's true.
It's like when...
He's not the Jacob of Exile Island anymore.
Who is... Okay, so we already know that Bruce is the artist because he's an art teacher. Obviously, artist was a science teacher. Who...
Man of science, man of art.
Exactly. Man of science, man of arts. Who is everybody else on this season? Shane. Let's start with Shane, the biggest character. Who's Shane? Charlie, because of drugs.
Yeah, Shane is Charlie. Shane is very obviously Charlie.
Who is Suri?
Suri is...
And when did you most recently watch Lost? We should ask that question as well.
Who is like the most... Suri is Desmond.
Suri is Desmond because everyone likes her.
Yeah.
And she's
the most, yeah, she's the most like even keel. Because I'm trying to think of who else would be like who else is very socially astute and doesn't get in any sort of like dust ups with anyone.
No dust ups. I feel like a background character.
It's not Locke. She's not John Locke.
She's not John Locke. Who is the John Locke of this season? Aris?
I think probably Terry, but we already said that Terry was Jacob.
You just said Terry is not the Jacob of this season.
Oh, not anymore. So he is. Yeah, he is then.
Okay.
He's John Locke.
Sure. Okay, then who's Aris?
Aris is Boone.
Because they're pretty and young.
Yeah, he just similar, some Boone-like qualities there.
Yeah. Then what about Courtney? Courtney Shannon.
Yeah, Courtney is Shannon.
Okay, well, this was fun. Terry and Sally chat, and he tells her that he has the idol. Terry loves to tell people he has the idol.
It seems like people don't necessarily believe him.
Yeah. Which is weird, but whatever. Still early in the show. Okay, so this is an obstacle course immunity challenge. What did you think of that? What did you think of this one? Where they had to.
What were they doing? This was the one where they did. Yeah, my thought about this was they do the thing where you have like a rope bridge and they only give you two.
Yes.
Little things and you have to keep moving them as you go across it. And I always like when they do that.
That is very cool.
I like that part of it. I don't really remember much else about it though.
I'm trying to remember. I think they had to dig under some structure at some point. And then, they had to do like a Sudoku type puzzle, but with colored rocks. Wasn't that this one?
Sure.
If only one of us had taken notes. Sally and Terry make it to the final round, which is very exciting because they're on the bottom. Did you see that Terry did a cool somersault to cross the finish line?
I did see that, and it was cool.
It was very cool. Back at camp, Aris tells Danielle he sent her to exile because she's tough as nails, which you can watch every Wednesday on CBS in the fall, I think. Tough as Nails.
Tough as Nails. My favorite show.
Did we ever try to watch that?
Tough Enough?
No. Oh, Tough Enough was the one we watched, yeah.
Well, we didn't actually watch it, but I think we had talked about maybe
watched
doing
some of it.
I don't think we did.
Tough Enough. I am thinking of the John Cena show.
Oh, yeah. The one that we're not allowed to say the title of?
Yes. I genuinely forgot what that show is called, but I remember
it's called...
Okay. Thank you for that. It's been a long time since we've had to bleep
You said
anything.
you didn't remember. I was refreshing your memory.
I could have looked it up. I could have refreshed my Google and looked it up.
Do you remember who hosts the show Dirty Jobs? I'm just trying to refresh your memory on this.
Doesn't matter. Probably not important.
His name is...
Okay. That's great. Thank you. Over on Gitanos, Aris tells Danielle he sent her to exile because she's tough as nails. Austin figures it's going to be him. And Terry continues to try to maneuver through the game with his immunity idol. Big episode.
Are you saying that Austin had a theory that he was going to get voted out?
It's really good. It's really funny because of Austin theory from wrestling.
Just a little bit of humor.
This is a segment called Wrestling Corner. Oh, we can't do Wrestling Corner anymore because now we've got Sammy Don't Call Him Zane and, of course, our Patreon show, Did You Watch Wrestling Last Week? If you want to listen to us talk about the Royal Rumble, you can subscribe to that show on patreon.com.
And then we'll hastily record an episode about it.
It'll be like 3 weeks from now and be like,
It would be really funny if we were recording episodes of every single one of these shows and under the assumption it's like, well, we have to have them ready if somebody subscribes.
just
so
in
it's
case.
like, we already have Barack Obama on retainer. We're so far in the red, we need someone to subscribe.
Please, somebody subscribe to any of these podcasts.
We are $12 million in debt right now.
Yeah, we have done 12 episodes of Pope and Change.
Barack Obama is sending Secret Service agents to our houses.
Just wait until you find out who Barack Obama's favorite pope was. I'll never tell.
We need like 12 people who want to know that. It's very important. Please.
Here's what happens next. Terry tells Bruce he's next to go. Aris wants to target Sally to avoid Terry playing the idol successfully. Courtney doesn't like the plan, so things are tense. So here's the thing I realized with Courtney this episode. You know, she's always been fighting with Shane, and we always thought it was because Shane's nicotine withdrawal, which is fair, you know, that's probably got a lot to do with it. But then Courtney got in a fight with, like, Aris, who is the chillest guy of the whole show. So maybe, I mean, we already said Shannon, she's the Shannon of this show.
Yeah.
I think that fits.
Yeah, it really does. I think that she just
Who's her Saeed?
is a hard person to deal with. Who is the Saeed?
Who's she gonna fuck in a tent on the beach? Austin?
We'll say Nick.
Nick,
He's
sure.
already been eliminated.
Yeah, that's fair. Terry then shows Danielle the idol, so that's 2 of the... How many people are left? 8? So more than a quarter of the people know about the idol at this point left in the game. Well done, Terry. They go to tribal council. Terry, they talk about the idol and exile and how the game is changing. Aris gets 3 votes. Austin gets 5 votes. Here's a theory for you. Play Survivor better. I guess it's more advice than a theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
We have a my scientific theory that Austin will get eliminated from Survivor has been proven.
I would Steve Austin's like back in the conversation. I would love to see Steve Austin and Austin Theory have a tag team together and call them Steve Austin Theory. I got
Austin squared.
It's okay. It's not Ann Arbor, but sure.
Or they could be the Stone Cold Steve Austins.
Oh, that would be good too. Or the Stone Cold Steve Austin's Theory.
Let's get a few more words in that tag team title.
Stone Cold Steve Austin's Theory 316. Stone Cold.
Yeah, the Texas Rattlesnake Bionic Redneck Stone Cold Steve Austin's Theories. Does Austin Theory have a nickname beyond just being Austin Theory?
I don't think so. And the baby boy is very young, so he hasn't been around for very long, so he probably doesn't have other
Isn't he
names.
like in his 30s?
No, he's like legit in his mid-20s, I think.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Oh, yeah, he was born in 1997.
Wow.
So he's literally 25 years old. What a little baby boy. Not us. We're in our 30s now. His real name is Austin White, and he has gone by Austin Theory and Theory. It's so funny that
Austin White. Who are we talking about? Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's so funny that he's 6'1", because he really does have short guy energy.
Yeah. He's a 6'1" manlet, if that's possible.
But actually, to me, 6'1" is short. So
Yeah, that's that's an opinion you can have.
it's a fact.
It's incorrect.
It's hey Thomas, it's April. We only tell the truth here.
Yeah.
The second
It is April Squares Day.
The second episode we watched this week was called Fight for Your Life or Eat. First aired April 13th, which of course is Truth Day in 2006. Truth
Fight for your life to party.
Hey, wait, how about this, Thomas? More like Truth 1006.
Yeah, that's right. Because in 2006, you tell the truth.
How many viewers do you think this received? Remember, last week it got 16.36 million, a slight uptick from the week before.
I'm going to say 16.5.
There is a 5 in it. We're going to do this like a Price is Right game. There is a 5.
Okay, is it 15.8?
There is a 15 in it. And there's a number close to 8. One of the digits is a number close to 8.
15.7.
1, 5, and 7 are all in the digits. This number.
15.97.
It was actually 15.07 million viewers.
God damn, they really didn't want to see Shane's mostly naked body.
Yeah, I didn't see the next week on promo for this episode, but I imagine they showed that and people are like, you know what?
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I don't want to see his what did he call it when he put he said it was like a chafing skirt, which I thought was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm. How about this? What did you think of starting the episode off with Terry telling Aris and Shane about flying? Cool?
Yeah, sure.
I think it was cool. Imagine it was Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise on Survivor. Let's do it.
Yes, absolutely. He would totally do it.
100%.
He would win.
Do you know the singer Namdi?
It sounds familiar.
He is a singer, multi-instrumentalist, the way people are, from here, Chicago, Illinois. And one time I met him at a friend's party, and he was very cool and gave me a ride home. Anyway, he put out
that's nice.
He put out a tweet this week that was like, should I be on Survivor? It's like, yeah, absolutely. That would be so cool.
Yes, you should.
I have one of his records. You, a record boy now, know all about that.
I did in fact buy a record player. So yes.
What records do you have now?
Well, I need to recover some that I've had other places, but I did buy I went to beautiful Vertigo Records in Grand Rapids, which is a wonderful store. And I hadn't been there in a long time because you and I and some other people would go there in high school when we didn't have any money or record players.
Yeah, we just wanted to look cool.
We would just like bum around and look at stuff and buy the Arizona iced teas that they had in a cooler there. But so it had been a while since I'd been there, but I bought the album Blue Rev by Always, which is very good. It's on some nice blue vinyl. And I bought the album Soul Mining by The, which is I got a different cover than the one that is my Twitter avatar, but I've used that.
Yeah,
as my
I noticed that you
Twitter
got
avatar for a while.
I noticed that you got the album, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that's. It doesn't look like the one that's his Twitter profile, but I recognize that band from that.
It's the same artist. They the one that I use as mine was like, I think because the one that was like the UK cover, which is the one that I got, it's the original one. It's a drawing of, I think it was like one of Fela Kuti's wives or something that the artist did. But there's a little nipple in there, and I think that they couldn't do that in the U.S. market, so they did an alternate one, which is a guy getting hit in the head with hammers while screaming, and I've used that as my avatar for a while.
Nipples are illegal in America. And
hitting somebody in the head with hammers, though, perfectly legal.
Yeah. Hey,
E.T. style.
I've seen the news. The women make fun of Terry in the shelter and target him and Sally, obviously. I know producers hate pagongings. You know pagonging? This phrase in Survivor? It's when the majority tribe... fully eliminates the other tribe before eliminating any of their own people in the merge.
Yeah, that is annoying when that happens.
I agree. It's usually annoying, but I'm having a great time with this season. Like, seeing Terry fight for every episode is very fun.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's been interesting to see. There's a fun thing at Tribal that I look forward to talking about in terms of like how Terry's game is going versus how it's being perceived from the other side that I thought was fun. But yeah, it is fun to watch him just thwart them eliminating him.
How did you like this line from Aris? He said, "The guy flies planes. He's not an American gladiator."
I thought that was pretty funny.
That was very good. Aris says he wants to go to exile. What are your thoughts on Aris?
I like him okay. I think he seems pretty chill.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about this reward challenge. It's the Loved Ones challenge, but they're just on videotape. I don't know why. Like they filmed this season on North America. It couldn't be that hard to get them there. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not gonna.
Did they regularly bring people out at that point? I know that they did videotapes for a while.
You know what? That's a good point. I don't know actually when they started doing that. Well, no, because I remember in Pearl Islands, which was I don't know 3 or 4 years before this one. They had people come out.
Okay.
So
yeah, I don't know why they didn't then. You'd think it would be easier because it's not as far away. But yeah, maybe they.
Especially because this season was also filmed in the same location as Pearl Islands.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they didn't do it then. They just didn't feel like it.
COVID. It's probably because of COVID, actually.
It's weird how COVID happened in 2006 and no one remembers it.
The winners get to see clips, everybody gets to see clips of everyone's videos, but the winners get to see the whole video, and they also get PB&J sandwiches. Pretty good stuff.
It's always funny when people get PB&J as a reward.
Yeah, maybe they were
low effort reward.
They were just trying to cut the costs this season, or this episode rather.
Yeah, they had like a $10 budget for this season.
Yeah. Do you know how many PB&J sandwiches you can make for $10?
More than you think.
Yeah. You could probably... I mean, if you got shitty bread and shitty peanut butter and shitty jelly, you could probably get a whole loaf's worth. For $10?
Yeah, that's probably like... Yeah, that's probably like what? Like... Probably 8 or 9 sandwiches. If you use the ends.
Easy. I had a piece of toast yesterday with an egg, some turkey lunch meat, and a couple different types of cheese. And it was only because it was the last slice of bread. It was going to be a whole sandwich, but you know how it is.
You said you made an open-faced sandwich.
I made an open-faced sandwich. It's called toast. And he's smelling what The Rock is cooking. It's toast. And also you're having a stroke. What if The Rock had come back last night? Whoa, wild.
Yeah, that would have sucked. That wouldn't have been fun at all.
But everybody wanted it. Grab flags. They have to grab flags via a pulley system. You know, sometimes you type notes out while you're watching the show, and you don't think it's going to be hard to read. And then you read it out loud, and there's a lot of letters that don't really go together. Grab flags via a pulley system. Just for whatever reason, that combination of letters, hard to say for me.
Doesn't really do this challenge justice, because this was crazy, and they just went right into it. They
Okay.
were just like, this is what we're doing now.
You describe this challenge, then, if you think grab flags via a pulley system is not helpful.
So they had them like floating around on, they were up on like a platform that was raised up by some ropes, and it was swinging around, and you had to grab flags and put them somewhere else, and it was crazy. This was one of my favorite challenges I've seen them do.
Okay, and how did they move the people around?
Well, there is a pulley system.
Thank you. That's all I'm trying to say. Courtney, Terry, Bruce, and Sally win, sending Aris to Exile Island. Okay.
Do you think he was doing like an evil little smile? Like, oh, I would hate it.
Oh, no.
Hate it if you sent me to exile.
Oh, please don't send me to exile, Daddy Terry.
Ugh.
You don't think Terry's a daddy? You know he has.
I don't have an opinion. I don't have an opinion about that.
Well, it's actually April, and so
I
we
would
only
like to
tell
be
the truth,
excluded.
and it's that Terry does have a child. So he is
I would
literally
like to
a
be
daddy.
excluded from this narrative.
Okay.
That's not what you meant, and you know it.
Yes, it is.
You would have said he was a father if that is what you meant.
Okay, fathery Terry. That makes him sound like a fucking priest. I wonder if they've ever had a priest on the show.
Do people on the internet still, because I know that they'll say that like someone is, well, I think every deranged post about a celebrity, like a female celebrity I see will be like, she was mother until this. I'm just like, I don't even want to know what's going on here. But do they do that with male celebrities where they're like, I don't know, like Andrew Garfield is father. He's giving father.
Yes, that is.
Anyway, Terry is giving father.
100% that happens. Sandy. I'm looking for a priest. Okay, so I wrote priest survivor. Got a lot of results I was not looking for. You Google it on your own, but...
Oh, yeah, that's not... Yeah, I think that you... that could have been avoided. You put a little more thought into how you were searching.
So then I wrote priest on survivor, and the third result is Shinsuke Nakamura defeats Damian Priest by DQ at WWE event.
Was it Survivor Series?
It was it's from 6 days ago. This is from 2021. Okay. So by 6 days ago, they mean 6 years ago. Apparently Damian Priest was a U.S. champion at some point. I don't remember that. Oh, did you know there's a guy called Rick Boogs in WWE too? What a funny name.
I am familiar with Rick Boogs. That is a funny name.
Okay, Sandy is the only person from Survivor that's coming up and it says she's a bus driver.
So a lot like a priest if you think about it.
Oh, she was on Token Teens, it looks like. Okay. Huh. Well, we'll look it up later. I don't really care that much. Shane says that this reward was actually not worth it. He doesn't need to see his son Boston Powers. And that's groovy, baby.
Yeah. He wants his son to behave.
Behave. My thing with Boston... What's his name? Boston Powers is just replacing any consonant with the letter B. Like, that's groovy, baby.
Do I make you borny, baby?
Then Shane has an issue with his balls and asks Suri to look at it, and she tells him he basically has diaper rash because his clothes are so moist and have been for so long.
This was great. I like that Suri handled this about it like very gracefully for what it was, but was just gave him so many outs to just be like, do you really want me to do this? You can't just describe it to me. And he's like, no.
I completely understand where Shane's coming from, though. Like, I don't know what's going on. You know more about this thing than I do. Please help. You know, it's all about building a community. Every community needs a nurse.
A healer, if you will.
A doctor in mafia. And every community needs a mafia also. Like the fucking...
Yep, you heard it here first, folks.
Cesaro tribe, or whatever they're called. What was this tribe? Kasaya. Aris is happy to get some alone time on Exile Island. He goes looking for the idol, but obviously doesn't find it because the American gladiator, Terry, the daddy, the father, has it. They return to camp, the winners of the challenge, with their luxury items. What is your luxury item should you go on Survivor, Thomas?
Oh man, what would it be?
I love records so much.
Yeah, it's gonna be the CD player that Hurley had on Lost,
which is that one CD that skips.
Yeah, it's just the one CD. What would I have as a luxury item? It would have to be something like it can't be anything that uses electricity.
Yeah. What about like a battery?
Maybe like a book.
Like what? The dictionary? Oh, you should bring a dictionary that has all the words. You can tell your own story.
The dictionary. I'm going to bring my whole set of Encyclopedia Britannica.
I was going to make a joke and say that I was going to bring an American flag, but I genuinely would probably bring like a bag of dice.
Oh, that'd be a good idea.
Like D&D. And
I would bring Bang. I would bring the card game Bang.
100%. We should go on Survivor together.
That would be pretty cool.
Survivor, ride or
Bang
dies.
with some people.
Terry has an American flag, which is the second or third time, I think, at this point.
People love bringing American flags onto Survivor.
Yeah, and that's cool. I fully support it. Bruce sketches the island with his sketchbook. Very good. He's a real arts teacher. Terry is still trying to get the numbers on his side. You know, tale as old as time.
Sorry, now with Terry, all I can think about is, you know, in the WWE games, you're familiar with them.
Yeah, I love those games.
When you create a wrestler and there's the thing where you can, they have a bunch of words where they've already recorded someone saying that for their entrance. I'm just imagining now, just like Terry, the daddy, the father.
I love that. I put together a few factions in whatever the current game is that I have, and I don't really care about their names or like what the commentators call them, but it's so funny to have them win because it'll be like, and your winners, and it, you know, if it was like the New Day or I don't know, what other, the Iconics, you know, some team that's in the game. They'd be like, the New Day, the Iconics, you know, they'd announce it. But mine is just goes, and your winners. And then that's it.
You already know who they are.
You recognize these guys.
You don't even need to say anything.
Their names have been on the bottom of the screen the whole time. So at this immunity challenge, they can forego the challenge for burgers and fries. Would you do it?
Oh, no, without a second's hesitation, I would go for those burgers.
Food.
They look good.
You love food. I love being safe. I would never.
The burgers looked really good.
I love a fucking burger. I don't eat beef much anymore, except if it's on a fucking burger. Love burgers. A chicken sandwich just doesn't hit the same, you know?
They do hit different. I do love a chicken sandwich, though. I just had the Popeyes chicken sandwich the other day.
Really
Let me tell you, it's really good.
I had, next time you come to Chicago, we'll have to go here, but I had a chicken sandwich from Honey Butter Fried Chicken, which is like one of the best spots here in this part of the city for chicken. This part of the city, I don't live anywhere near that anymore, but it's still really good. And they delivered it to me. You know they can do that now?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. How about this? Speaking of food, did you hear Jeff say, if you want to eat food, you'll show me the nut?
I'm glad that you mentioned it because I did notice that. Show me that nut.
Show me the nut. I want to...
They wouldn't let you say that today. Jeff would be canceled.
Yeah. I saw a great tweet this week that was like, you couldn't make Blazing Saddles today. It's already 2:30 p.m. It's a good joke.
That's a pretty good joke.
I want to make that clip video. Is that what you call them? I want to make that clip video of Jeff Probst just saying balls all the time, but then end it with, show me the nut.
Show me the nut.
It's so funny.
Yeah, there's a lot of avenues you can go with that, and I'm not going to go down any of them, but, you know, you can imagine.
I love it. I love that line. It's so funny. Everybody eats except for Sally, Terry, and Aris, the American gladiator. They have to swim out to a puzzle key underwater and then recreate it on the beach. This is a solid challenge.
It was. I was too busy thinking about those burgers, though.
Terry wins this one also. Daddy Terry. Thomas?
Daddy Terry.
Thank you. Back on the beach, the members of Kasaya discuss Terry's idol, and then Terry shows Bruce the idol. So I think we're now up to half of the cast knowing about this idol. Seems good. Seems smart. Sally tries to get two people to come to her side. Courtney asks Terry about the idol and gives him the same come to our side speech. Yeah, okay. Courtney really wants to go against Terry in the final two. Why would you want to do this if you're Courtney?
Why? Do you think you're going to win?
He really deserves it, and I think I would be a good foe for that.
I just, like, what... I don't understand, like, why do you... Yeah, it's like the guy that has been playing, like, an almost perfect game so far. Like, I bet I could take him. Why? Like, what am I good at? Annoying everyone around me.
Terry is, of course, the daddy of the island, just like Jacob was. And I think that makes Courtney the man in black of the island.
It's true.
Because, you know, every story needs the light and the dark, like John Locke said when he played backgammon with Walt. Also, really sad that Heath Slater didn't show up.
What a bummer.
At the Rumble. Suri doesn't think he's going to play the idol. Suri, fucking astute. Like, she's leagues ahead of other people in this game.
She is locked in.
Like Howie Mandel.
She is John locked in.
John locked in, yeah. Let's talk about these wildlife shots. We had snails. We had that yellow toad we talked about recently, stingray, sea turtles, snake, birds, and one bird known as the spectacled owl.
I knew that's who we were going to be talking about.
How could we not?
Shot.
How could we not? Sea turtle was a close second, but I mean, it's fucking spectacled owl.
You know, I'm on a sea turtle diet.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
I see turtle and I eat it. And I mean turtle from Entourage. I don't mean turtles. Okay. I mean Jerry Ferrara, I think is what that guy's name is.
When you see turtle from Entourage, you're like, show me the nut.
Show me the nut.
When we were children, I think it was my dad's uncle had a cottage on a little lake in West Michigan, and we would go there every 4th of July. And they had a little bucket that was in the shallow part of the lake, and they would trap turtles in it that would just like swim around the lake. And I remember I was, 7 or 8 years old, talking to my great uncle, and we're like, oh, cool, what are we going to do with these turtles? And he was like, oh, we'll probably turn them into soup. And then he just walked away.
Yeah, sad.
And I was like,
don't eat turtles.
Fuck. A turtle's gonna die. I can't do anything about it. I love turtles.
They're nice animals. Don't do that.
Yeah, they are really nice animals. The spectacled owl, also a pretty cool animal. It can be found throughout Central America and the northeastern half of South America in dense old-growth forests. It's about 16 to 20 inches long and weigh about 1 to 3 pounds. Dark brown and black in color with white facial markings that look something like spectacles. Yeah. They primarily eat small mammals, but even that prey can weigh 3 times their own weight. Isn't that incredible? Owls are awesome.
That's pretty cool. Owls are awesome. I have a bust of an owl. Show me the nut of that owl. But I have like a little owl that's on my dresser.
That's cool. They generally are solitary creatures except when breeding, and the young adult looks almost completely inverse of the adults with a completely white body, and their face is entirely black instead of just having the little markings looking like spectacles like their parents do. So pretty neat bird. How do you think they rank on the IUCN Red List?
I'm going to say they are...
Ooh, do you want a hint?
Yes.
Do you remember when we talked about the spectacled alligator or whatever that was called? Maybe spectacled caiman, maybe it was?
Not really.
Well, you made a really funny joke that I still think about to this day. You said, you wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you?
Oh, okay. So are they are at least concerned? Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. You wouldn't hit an owl with glasses.
Exactly. At Tribal Council, Shane felt safe, and that's why he sat out at the challenge. Sally says people who are confident in this game are allowed to be confident, which I took note of because, confidence is key.
I thought it was really funny that, I think it was Courtney maybe that was saying that Terry's like, he's so cocky just because he keeps winning these challenges and like lording it over us or whatever. It's like, you are all cocky. Yeah. You're just sitting in your alliance trying to eliminate him and you're just mad that you can't get him out. Yeah. Like, he's fighting for his life.
As
you are all overconfident.
As confident as Kasaya Alliance feels, Aris still talks about not feeling safe. And Terry says, I'm not going to stop winning immunities. And as Paul Heyman likes to say, that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
Yep. I love Jeff going to bat for Terry when they were talking shit about him. He's like, it sounds to me like you're just mad that you can't get him out. Yeah. Like, it sounds like he's really good at this game and that bothers you.
Daddy Terry is always showing me the nut, That's what Jeff's saying.
Yeah, that's right. Show me the nut.
How did you like Jeff calling the Kasaya members cocky?
I liked it. I thought it was very funny. Yeah. Jeff coming in and being mean and laying down the law. That's what I like.
They vote, and Sally gets 5 votes, and Aris gets 2 votes, so Sally's out. They do not play the idol for her, which makes sense, honestly, but...
Yeah, even in her, like, little exit thing, she was like, I kind of wish that he would have, but I understand why he didn't. Like, he's got an uphill battle. So I wish that I could be there to help him out, basically, but it's up to him now.
There's 6 people left after this vote, right? Or, yeah, right, because that was 7?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Terry should have played the idol. Getting one person on your side in a 3-3 vote is much easier than getting 2 people on your side for a 7-person vote. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I could see that. I don't know. I think this basically, it's just insurance in case he loses.
Yeah.
So I think either way, he's going to have to just keep winning immunity. So I think it's insurance so that he can have a mulligan if he doesn't win.
Yeah, true. Okay, well, Survivor continues to be good. We're a little more than halfway through that season, but we're nearly at the end of the challenge. Ride or Dies. Thomas, did you watch the challenge Ride or Dies last night?
No.
Okay, well, they had to do a puzzle. As I wrote in my notes, ice water bath puzzle. Ice water bath puzzle. Does that make sense to you?
It seems pretty self-explanatory. I think probably what it would be is they took like an ice water bath, so they were all like mentally and physically drained, and then they had to do a puzzle.
More or less. I want to say they were like, there was a track, or not a track, but like, each team had a lane. And on one end of the lane was the puzzle, and on the other end of the lane was the answer key, or you know what I mean. And then they would meet in the middle and exchange information in the ice water bath. And it was, various shapes and whatever. You know how puzzles are on this show. Anyway, Tori and Devin won. And it was a big question. Should they send in Fessel and Mariah, or should they send in Banani? Now, Banani, or more specifically, Bananas and Devin have been cool this season. So they also want to get out Bananas because he's won 7 of these things, and they want to get some new winners. That's Devin's whole thing. But Tori convinces him to send in Fessel and Mariah because they did the best on the mini final challenge a few weeks ago. And then guess who pulls the stone or whatever? This season is a fucking lot. Anyway, they go up against Banani. And this was really exciting. Remember the cool part of that obstacle course challenge where they had to make a bridge with only 2 planks?
Yes.
They did something similar, but instead of building a bridge with 2 planks, they had to build a ladder with 3 poles up a big, like it ramped up to this big structure, and they had to go from the sand to the top of this structure using these 3 poles, building the ladder as they go. Very cool. At one point, Nani dropped one of the poles when she was near the top and then caught it between her feet, and everybody went, woo! You're like Sami Zayn. We all love you so much. So Banani won. Fessel couldn't get his weight underneath him and kept falling. Very funny. Oh, and then at the end, TJ said, "Are you guys ready for the final?" And everyone's like, "Yes, finally, please." And he says, "All right, let's do the final."
Fine.
It's like, all right, let's do it. All right. Well, here's the thing. It's on MTV, also known as music television. So this is a segment we like to call the Music Minute.
Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control.
Do you remember a song called "A Decade Under the Influence" by Taking Back Sunday?
I do remember that.
Good song. Do you remember a song called "Breathe, Stretch, Shake" by Maze?
I'm familiar with Mace, but I don't really remember that song specifically.
Do you know of another song that I missed the name of?
No, I don't, unfortunately.
Yeah, sucks. I mean, I could have just looked at the playlist.
I was going to guess Breathe, Stretch, Shake, but they already used that one.
Well, they actually played it twice for some reason. I could very easily just go and look at their playlist, but I don't care that much. The song that you have to guess this week, though, Thomas, was released September 28th, 1999. And can you remind me how old you would have been that year? That month? That day?
I would have been 8. My sister would have been exactly 10 years old because September 28th is her birthday.
Wow, 80s baby. Who is she? A character on that 90s show? I guess those characters were born in the early 80s, probably. Was it 1995?
Okay, anyway, so this came out...
Sorry, I've been thinking about that
September
28th,
1999.
Yeah, it was the second single off the band's 3rd album, and here's another hint. The lead single off of this album has also been used on this show for a previous season of Survivor that we covered. They wrote it internationally. Sorry? They wrote it intentionally to get it on the radio, saying they needed something really catchy and basic.
Was it Song 2 by Blur?
No, but you're close to the right genre. It peaked at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it is their only top 40 hit. Any guesses?
Their second single. You said this is their 3rd album?
That's right. The video parodies pop stars of the time, but critics said that the parody was pretty thin because this band is just as famous as the people they were parodying.
Was this a Blink-182 song?
Indeed it was.
Was it All the Small Things?
It was All the Small Things. Jonah Wiener of Blender said in 2004 that this was a pop-punk watershed, and it won Group Video of the Year at the 2000 VMAs. Do you want to hear the other contestants or nominees for that award?
Sure.
Tell me which one of these you think is the best video. Say My Name by Destiny's Child. Give me your immediate reaction to each of these videos. These are all very famous videos.
Good video.
Foo Fighters, Learn to Fly.
I remember that video, Tenacious D are in it.
Tenacious D are in it. I think it starts with Kyle Gass, and I was like, is that Kyle Gass? I didn't know they were friends. Mm-hmm. Oh, but he isn't Dave Grohl in their movie?
Yeah, Dave Grohl is in their movie, and Dave Grohl played drums on, at the very least, their first album, but probably their second one also.
That's cool. That's another movie I've never seen. The Pick of Destiny, right?
Oh, Pick of Destiny's okay. Yeah. There's some fun stuff in it. Have you ever watched the TV series they did for HBO? You should watch that. That's very funny. There's Paul F. Tompkins is in both of them, and there is a payoff joke in Pick of Destiny that's funny on its own, but it's much funnier if you know why they're doing it.
I do love a good payoff joke. Speaking of Paul F. Tompkins, he was also in one of the last episodes of our favorite show, Lodge 49.
He was. He's very funny in that.
Look, folks, Survivor 44 is coming up soon, which means Survivor 49 is right around the corner. You should probably watch Lodge 49 before Survivor 49. Just saying. In the 49 chronology. What do you think of...
Yeah, plenty of time.
What do you think of NSYNC's Bye 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 video?
Oh, a classic. I'm going to guess that one.
Well, just wait, because this one I think you're going to remember fondly as well. It is the Red Hot Chili Peppers Californication video.
Oh, that video is so bad.
It's so fucking cool. It's so good.
The fucking video game one.
Yeah. I was like, when I saw Californication, I was like, oh, is that the one that looks like SSX or whatever?
Yep,
but
it sure is.
The thumbnail on YouTube was like a live action shot of Anthony Kiedis, and I was like, oh, that must be a different Red Hot Chili Peppers video. And I tuned in.
Nope, it's that one.
Oh, it was so much fun. I loved that video. This song, All the Small Things by Blink-182, you already got it. It lost Best Pop Video to Bye Bye Bye, which I think is well-deserved. The Bye 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 video is so good. I forgot how good it is.
It's great.
It's
a great video.
There's a moment when, they're all on strings, right? Like puppets. Like, a high-concept video for a fucking boy band? Like, that's really fun. But there's a point where the puppeteer cuts the strings off of the puppets, or the marionette, I guess they are, on beat to the song. Very well done.
Doesn't somebody get chased by like a dog also?
Maybe I don't remember that.
Because that one they're like running away, right? Like they're on like one of them's on top of like a train.
Yeah, there's one on top of a train. JC Chazé and Lance Bass are in a convertible driving down like the California coast, I would guess. And they get in like a street race with the puppeteer. Very fun video. Won Best Pop Video, but it did not win the Best Group Video. Can you guess what of those 5 videos did? They did already.
Was it the Californication video?
It wasn't. It was actually All the Small Things by Blink-182.
Oh, okay.
Which honestly doesn't make a lot of sense. I think that would have been like the 3rd or 4th best video if I were judging.
It was very funny. I mean, I remember at the time being like, that's Blink-182 are funny. That's a funny music video. It's a very 1999 music video.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like a lot of the videos we focus on in the Music Minute, it's very of its time. Let me talk to you. You saw the LA Knight Bray Wyatt match, I assume, at the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, I did. The Mountain Dew Pitch Black match.
Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. Give me... I said on Watch Along group yesterday that I want to do a Orange Crush match where the goal is to entirely flatten your opponent.
And both people have to come out to Orange Crush by R.E.M.
Yeah. And also Orange Cassidy is there as the special guest referee.
Yep, Orange Cassidy is also there. Got my spine. I've got my Orange Crush match.
So that's the Royal Rumble. That's a future event at the Royal Rumble, I should say. But it's not the event that I wanted to talk to you about, Thomas. This is a segment called 80 Update. I don't know. I feel like we need to polish this episode.
808s and updates.
808s and updates. That's so much better. Thank you. You remember when we did 802? Anyway, whatever. They did a trivia challenge in the 9th season of Are You the One? Where it was only the men competing, and all of the trivia questions were about things that the women have talked about in the house.
Oh, this is great.
It's always my favorite challenge because all of the men are like, I should have listened to the women more.
I was just watching, there's an SNL sketch like this where it's one of those like Bill Hader game show host ones, which is just, what's that name? And it's John Mulaney and Cicely Strong, I think. And
Cicely Strong. Yeah, she's Italian. It's Cecily, you doof.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You fool.
All right, yeah, okay.
What is she, an Italian lady? Cicely Strong.
It's the first two questions are like celebrities.
Bruno Sammartino, a strong Sicilian.
Okay, your point taken.
Thank you.
You're acting like Bill Hader does with the sketch.
Oh,
because
fun.
like the first couple are just celebrities and they're for $5, and then he's like, the next question is for $250,000, and it's John Mulaney is one of his best friend's girlfriend's name, and it's like, we've been out to dinner over 20 times. What's my name?
That's very good.
There's one point in it where it's like, what do you? Or it's like, do you know your your friend's wives' names? And Bill Hader goes, they don't have those guys. They don't have wives. I roll with a group of problematic bachelors called the Squad.
I have some good news, some bad news. Bruno Sammartino. Well, he is Italian. He is not Sicilian. He was born in Pizzoforato, Abruzzo, Italy.
That's useless to me.
Born to Alfonso and Emilia Sammartino. I don't know why I'm doing this voice, but...
Are these the questions they were asking the Are You the One cast members? They're like, where was Bruno Sammartino?
Are you the one biggest
How do you
Bruno
say Cecily Strong's name?
So the dates were bad. The winners, there are two winners. They get to pick their dates. Both of the dates were bad. There was no chemistry between anyone. At one point, one of the women asked her date about potentially adopting and started talking about infertility. And the man she was on the date with interrupted her to say he's never thought about it, but obviously he wants his own kids. Just a cool guy. Just a really cool guy on this show.
That's pretty sick.
Whichever couple they went into the truth booth was not a match. So how many beams do you think they got? Remember, the first week they blacked out.
I'm going to say they got 1.
Double it, baby. They got 2 this week.
Good for them.
Yeah. So Are You the One continues to be the greatest show that's ever existed, and I highly recommend it. Remember how much fun it was the first time?
It was very fun. We're just at the point now where I'm not watching like 4 episodes of TV a week for this show. I just won't do it.
And by the time somebody subscribes to DYWWLW, that's a whole day of viewing. Monday Night Raw, Tuesday, whichever one's on Tuesday, the other one that's on Wednesday, Friday Night SmackDown.
Having to watch wrestling on a weekly basis again. Yeah. I mean, I would take the money, but
do it like me. Just watch the highlights on YouTube. It takes like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I feel like that's the way to go.
They cut out all the boring parts, but unfortunately they do often also cut out all the entrances. So at the Royal Rumble, you're like, who is this?
Yeah, these guys just appeared in the ring.
Okay, Thomas, it's time for our favorite segment. We'll make it continue until Terry stops winning immunities, which will be never. It's a segment called Probst Bros. Now recall last week we did one back from the 1990s, probably, that 90s show, which I assume me and my siblings filled out back, what year is it? 25 years ago or so. But this one, actually, it's from the same book, which is Laugh Out Loud Mammoth Mad Libs. And this one, we're going to actually do this one, because it is called, and we're only doing this one because it relates to Survivor. It's called The Amazing Randy. Remember Randy from Gabon?
Oh, is it about Randy from Gabon?
Well, let's see. Can I get a plural noun? Ooh, actually, wait. I'm going to make some edits. Can I get an occupation first?
Oh, man, what was Randy's job?
I know. Shit, man.
Teacher, I'm going to say.
I very seriously
I don't think
doubt
that's
that
what he
man
was, but that's
a
just
teacher.
that is a job.
You could do pretend it's Randy Orton and say wrestler. Randy Gabone, Randy Bailey was his name, and his gruff, grumpy exterior made us all love him or whatever. His job is, how could we forget this? He's a wedding videographer.
He is a wedding videographer, yeah.
That's got to be it. What did you? I don't even remember what you said before.
I'll say photographer.
I'm sorry, I'm already writing videographer, wedding videographer.
Okay.
I'm getting married in 500 days. So do you think I should hire Randy?
Yeah, see if he's still on the market.
I'm sure it would be good. Okay, a plural noun, please.
Shirts.
Good. Next one should be skins. Can I get a 9? A 9? A noun.
Football.
The big game's coming up, right?
It sure is.
Oh, man, a lot of nouns in this one. 2 more nouns.
Camera and beach.
I also want to apologize for any background noise you might hear. There are children at my house now. Can I get an animal? An animal is...
Fish.
Oh, what? A fish?
Correct.
That's a pretty good answer, you know, with the with 3-man and all that today.
That's true.
Could I get 2 more nouns?
Man, this is a lot of nouns.
It's a lot of nouns, yeah. And there's still more.
I will say boat
Good.
and dock.
Oh, good answer, good answer. Survey says an adjective.
Wet.
Nice. Like Karishma. Remember that?
Sure.
Another noun.
This is so many nouns.
Yeah.
Book. Man, there really are some kids at your house.
Yeah. Could we get an adjective?
Loud.
Type of liquid.
Water.
Yeah. Thomas, I hate to do this to you, but could you give me another type of liquid?
Piss.
I thought you said kiss, and I was really excited for a second. I know it's not a type of liquid, but sometimes with a kiss, I do melt. This is an adjective. That was me flirting with my fiance over the podcast.
Get a room.
I mean a room. I'm in a closet in a room. It's my recording studio. Can I please have an adjective?
Gross.
Good.
Like you're flirting.
Appropriate. And this is the last noun I'm going to ask you for.
Truck.
And finally, and Thomas, I'll give you, I hate to spoil this for you, but it is the last word of the Mad Lib, and the prompt is funny word. So make it especially funny, please.
Oh, this is so much pressure.
If you want a hint, it's got to be a secret magic word. But make it funny.
Okay.
Because it does say funny words.
Can it be a sentence?
It can be a sentence, yeah.
Give me the nut.
Very, very good. All right, here we go. Thomas, I have some amazing news. Recently on TV, I saw an amazing wedding videographer and escape artist. Both of his shirts were laced up in a straitjacket, and he was suspended by a football 60 feet in the air over a busy camera. And he escaped. A man who can do that must be a real beach. Life's a beach. Okay. I saw a magician once who put a fish in a boat
Whoa.
and then waved his magic dock and made it disappear. I saw another wet magician who sawed a beautiful book in half right on stage.
This is some like Dada, like avant-garde shit.
It's very anti-humor. If you practice hard, there are several loud magic tricks you can learn to do. For instance, you can learn how to take a glass of water and turn it into piss.
It's easier than you think.
Anyone can do it.
You just have to wait a while. You just I'll drink the water and give me a few hours.
The secret is drink a lot of water like an hour before you go on stage, and then drink another cup of water on stage, and then pee in front of everyone. Or you can wave a gross wand in the air and make it turn into a red truck. All you have to do is memorize the secret magic phrase, "Give me the nut."
This is one of our better ones, I
It
would
really
say.
is. I'm so glad Probst did not die as we reach the end of the Survivor Mad Libs. Thomas, if people wanted to tweet words at you for the future Mad Libs, where could they do that?
Follow me at Tom.Tom. I'm on there. If you want to send me some submissions for Mad Lib nouns,
Just like this,
or
a
verbs
single
or
word.
adjectives, maybe even an adverb. I'm open for those.
Yeah. You can also follow the show on Twitter at DYWSLN. It is mostly about Are You the One now because that show is on and more people need to watch it. It's a lot of fun. Instagram is the only Survivor podcast. Don't go to that one. We have a few shows on Patreon. Of course, it is WrestleMania season now that the Rumble is over. So you can listen to DYWWLW. Holy shit, that's hard to say. I know that's the joke, but like, goddamn, why did we do that? Are there any other shows you want to shout out at patreon.com?
Teal Time. The Pistons are very bad this year.
Teal Time. Yeah. We have those tiers as well as many others on patreon.com/justpodcasts. Do you want to thank the fans here for listening?
I would love to thank the listeners. Thank you for listening.
And do want to give them the boilerplate review for anywhere they release podcast reviews.
This is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up. Spotify is corrupt and won't let me leave reviews, but if I could, I would say I look forward to seeing this in my Spotify Wrapped.
That's really, really good. Great stuff. Great podcast. High. Thumbs up. Oh Brother. Well, that one's a little off, but 5 stars on Apple Podcast.
Oh, brother, where art thou? Listening to our podcast and giving it 5 stars, I hope.
That's good. Okay, well, I think, let's see. Let's just double check the schedule. Because next week we're doing, I believe, the next 2 episodes of Panama. February 5th is next week. Yes. Panama, 11 and 12. Wow, we'll be done with the season in 3 weeks. How exciting is that?
It is pretty crazy to think about. When does the new season start?
The first week of March.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're unfamiliar, listener, this is about episodes 9 and 10 of Panama. Next week is 11 and 12. The week after that, 13 and 14. And then February 19th, we'll be back with the finale of Panama, Survivor, Exile Island. And then we'll have 1 week off between Panama and Series 44, Series 45. What am I, a British person? And we're going to do a simulated season. And it was inspired by, I've already decided, I know sometimes we don't decide until the week before, but I've already decided what we're doing for this simulated season. And it has to do with Exile Island. Thomas already made a joke several weeks ago, and it inspired me to do a simulated season. So tune in for that on February 26th in a month and a half.
Yeah. Be there. Don't be square. Don't be April Squares Day.
April Squares, as always, have a happy April Squares Day.
Oh, deuces.
I was awakened in the middle of the night. I thought I heard you calling my name. I looked around there was nobody there.
He had the fun thing with Xavier Woods where they slap each other's butts.
I did like that. I liked it when they slapped each other's butts.
some good
It feels
shit.
like when somebody tries for like their second or third dunk in a dunk contest to do something crazy, and they just can't get it to work.
Yeah, just do a
It's like,
regular
all right,
dunk,
just-
guy.
Yeah, calm down.
I was watching that 70s show, and there's a scene with Donna and Topher Grace, Eric, and
Eric Foreman.
Eric Foreman. At the end of the scene, he was really happy about something, so he dunked the basketball in that's the hoop that's in the driveway. And the crowd just gave like a polite applause. It's like, this man just dunked a basketball. Why aren't you hooting and hollering?
Was it like a full-size hoop?
As far as I could tell.
We're gonna see how tall Topher Grace is.
Topher Grace is 7.5 feet tall.
He is 5'11", so that would be pretty impressive if it was a full-size hoop, because it's not easy to dunk at 5'11".
I mean, I hate to blow up Topher Grace's spot, but it didn't look like he had to jump very high.
Okay, so it was probably like an 8.5-foot hoop or something.
If that, yeah, maybe 8 feet. Whatever, I'm still proud of him.
Still, though, he dunked a basketball.
Yeah,
Like,
dunking a
have some
basketball is
respect.
cool. It's fun. It's very sad. It's one of the most satisfying things you can do in sport.
It does feel good.
It feels so good when it goes in.
It feels great when I do it on a full-size hoop, which I can do. Do
I can
not
do that,
ask
too.
me to show you. I can just do it.
I can do it on a 12-foot hoop, actually.
Wow, that's very like Dwight Howard did at the dunk contest that one time.
Yeah, I just need a trampoline first. Like a big one.
Here I go again. I'm missing you again. Think about giving me just one more try. Think about giving me just one more try.
Smarten up, Probst.